Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing great. I'd much rather be in the classroom, but let's see how this works. All right, I'm going to go over the pre-quiz with you, and hopefully that helps for today's quiz later on that I'll be posting. What you have to remember is all you're doing is graphing y equals mx plus b. Everyone should know how to do that. That's way back in chapter 4. Okay, so you're going to solve for y, you're going to find m, you're going to find b. You're going to plot b on the y-axis. I noticed on some of your work you were plotting it on the x-axis. Plot it on the y-axis. Then you're going to use the slope as rise over run to go up and over, up and left, or down and right, down and left, whichever your slope tells you to do. All right, once you've graphed the line, then you're going to decide, or graph the points, I should say, then you're going to decide whether the line you draw is going to be dashed or it's going to be solid. It's going to be solid if all the points are included. So that means if there's an equal sign underneath the inequality. It's going to be open or dashed if it's not included. Therefore, it's not going to have the equal sign. It's just going to be less than or greater than. All right. Then the last thing we have to do is decide where we're going to shade it. If the inequality is less than or equal to, we're going to shade underneath the line. Why? Because the values of y on the axis, think about the number line on the axis, the y-axis, the numbers get smaller as you go down. So now that's where you're going to shade, down. If it's greater than or equal to, where do the numbers on the y-axis get bigger? As it goes up. So then that means you're going to shade above the line. So here we go. So this equation, number 1, is already solved for y. So all we need to do is find slope, which is 2, and b, which is 4. Now we have to plot that. Okay, so we're going to draw our graph, and we're going to go to where y equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and put our circle, or our point, I should say. Okay, now we have to use our slope. So our slope is 2 over 1. So that means we're going to go up 2, and we're going to go right 1, or down 2, left 1. Okay, so we have our point here. All right, so we're going to go up 2, 1, 2, right 1, and put our point. Or we're going to go down 1, 2, and left 1, and put our point. Now, before we draw our line, we have to look at our inequality. Our inequality is less than or equal to. That means because there's an equal to, we're going to use a solid line. So we're going to go back over here, and we're going to make a solid line. Now we have to decide whether we're going to shade above or below the line. Okay, if we shade, we have to look again. It's less than or equal to. Where do the values of y on the y-axis? Here's your y-axis right here. What happens to the values of y? As it goes down, they get smaller. All right. So as it goes down, it gets smaller. That's less than. So you're going to shade under the line or below the line. Okay. So this is where it gets smaller. So you're going to shade below the line. And that would be the answer to number 1. Number 2, It's already, again, solved for y. So again, we're just going to start out with finding our slope. Our slope is 9. Our b, or y-intercept, is -3. So now we have to plot on our graph. So here we go, y-axis and x-axis. So the b is -3, so we're going to go to the y-axis and go down 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put our point on -3. Now our slope is 9, so that's 9 over 1. So we're going to go up and right, or down and left. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and right 1. So we're going to put our point here. Now we have to decide if it's going to be a dashed line or open line or a closed line. So we look at our inequality. It's greater than. So it doesn't equal. So the points on the line aren't included because there's no equal sign. That means we're going to use a dotted or slashed dashed line. Okay, so we're going to take and we're going to join our 2 points using a dotted or dashed line. Close enough. Okay, now what do we have to decide? Now we have to decide if we're going to shade above or below the line. Okay, it's greater than. Look at your y-axis. Where do the values of y get bigger? Get bigger. They get bigger as they move up the axis. See, they're getting bigger. -2, -1, 0. All these numbers are getting bigger. So that tells you where you're going to shade. You're going to shade above the line. So then just make a little bit of shading above the line. Okay? So we're going to shade above. How are we doing? Marvelous, I hope. All right. So now, there is what is all this? I don't even know. Example 3 is -y less than 6x minus 3. I don't know what these a's and b's are here. Very strange. Okay, let me fix this. Oh, whoa. Okay, so 3 is what? -y is less than 6x minus 3. Okay. All right. So this is not solved for y. All right. Not solved for y. If you look, it has a negative y. So we need to divide by -1. So we're going to divide the whole thing by -1. Everything gets divided by -1. What else do we have to remember when we divide by a negative? So when we divide by a negative, we have to reverse the inequality. This is not the easiest thing to do, let me tell you guys. Reverse the inequality. Okay, so that's going to be y. Now we got to flip it, is greater than -6x plus 3. Okay, because we divided by -1. So now we know that M, where's it going? We don't know. That M equals -6 and B equals 3. So now we have to, never mind, watch out. Now we have to graph. Okay, so we're going to graph this now. All right, so B is 3. 1, 2, 3, and put your point. Now slope is -6, so we're going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To the right, 1. Now you can go up 6, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and left 1. Okay, so if your graph is big enough. All right, now what do we have to do? Now we have to decide whether it's going to be dotted or closed line or solid line. So our inequality is greater than. So that means dotted line. So we're going to put a dotted line connecting all our points. Now we have to decide whether we're shading above or below. Greater than. Where does y get greater than? Y gets bigger as it moves up the axis. So you're going to shade above the line. Okay? Shade above. This looks like some of your work, guys. All right. Number 4. Let's see if we can fix this. X is less than or equal to 7, -7. All right. So now we have to say, ding, 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 there's no y here. There's only an x. What does that mean? That means it's one of those special lines. It's either vertical or horizontal. X equals a number is a vertical line, remember. Vertical line. Okay, so we're going to go on our graph, XY axis, and we're going to find -7 on our x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we have to draw a vertical line through x equals 7. What I should have done before I drew this line was come over here and look at my inequality. Luckily for me, the inequality was less than or equal to, so that includes the line, so it is going to be solid. Okay, now I have to decide. What does this say? This says x is less than or equal to -7. Where do the numbers get less than 7? Where do the numbers get less than 7? As it moves to the left, they get smaller. So you're going to shade all the points to the left. All of those answers, all those points will be answers to that inequality. Okay, because it's less than or equal to, you're going to shade left. Okay. Number 5, oh, here we go. Number 5. Number 5 is y is less than or equal to 0. All right. So again, ding, ding, ding. There's only a y. What does that mean? That means horizontal line. Okay. Horizontal line. So we're going to draw our axes. Okay. And then, let me see if we can get yellow. So y is less than or equal to 0. Where is y equal to 0? Y is equal to 0 at the origin, okay? Now it's a horizontal line. Where is y equal to 0? Everywhere on the x-axis. Everywhere on the x-axis. But before we draw our line on the x-axis, we have to look at the inequality. It has an equal sign, so that means it's going to be a solid line, okay? Solid line. So I'm going to draw a solid line right on the x-axis. Now where is it? Now it says it's less than or equal to. Where does y get smaller? Less than. As it goes down the axis. So now you're going to shade below the axis, below the line. Okay? So you shade below. I hope everybody's getting this now. All right. Number 6. Number 6. Is the ordered pair a solution to that inequality? So I told you, substitute the values in the ordered pair into the inequality. All right? I'm going to just, so anyways, so that means x equals -3 and y equals 7. All right? So what does that mean? 5 times -3 minus 4 times 7. That's -15 minus 28 is less than -20. -15 minus 28, remember that that's plus -28. So you have two negative numbers there. So that's -43 is less than -20. So you have to ask yourself, is -43 less than -20? Yes. That, therefore, -3, 7 is a solution. So 3, 7 is a solution. So you don't have to solve for y in these. If it's asking you if the ordered pair is a solution, just put in the value of x, the value of y, and see if it makes a true statement. If it makes a true statement, it's a solution. If it makes a false statement, like 0 is less than -2, then it's not a solution. Okay? All right. So the last one on the pre-quiz is sketch a graph of the inequality -2x plus 3y is greater than 6. So what do you have to do? The first thing you have to do is solve for y. The first thing is solve for y. So that means we're going to add 2x to both sides of the inequality. So add 2x to both sides. So what does that leave us with? 3y is greater than 2x plus 6. Now we're going to divide by 3. That's y is greater than 2/3 x plus 2. So what do we know? We know that our slope is 2/3. So we're going to go up and right. We know that b equals 2. So we're going to start at 2 and go from there. Let me figure that. There we go. So 1, 2. So we're going to go and put a point on 2. Let me actually change this and put a point on 2. Let's make some more lines first. Then we can change to red. Okay, there we go. All right, so the slope is what? 2/3. That means we're going to go up 1, 2, and over 1, 2, 3. Put our point. Well, we go down 1, 2, and left 1, 2, 3. Put our point. Okay. Now what do we have to decide? Now we have to decide, is the line shaded, or dotted, I should say, or solid? So it's greater than, so that means it's a dashed line. So we're going to put slashes through our line. Now we have to decide where we're going to shade. Greater than. Where does y get bigger? As it goes up the axis. So you're going to shade above the line. So shade above the line. Okay. I hope this helps. All right. So now I'm going to send this all to you so you can watch it and hopefully it helps. I'm also going to be checking into Zoom today, and then hopefully by the end of the day or at least tomorrow, we will all be able to chat. Have a great day.